Doubles and coffee. The PNM upside down, topsy-turvy, and trying to spin a total collapse in the parliament, in the lower house of the PNM, a capitulation, a lack of leadership, a lack of decisiveness, a lack of planning, a lack of caucusing, a lack of testicular fortitude. I hear PNM speakers, including Marvelous Marva, who is in the gym hugging up to other man in a mirror, like them is the men in the mirror, saying that, oh, they were waiting for big ministers to talk and the speaker wrap up the bit. Let me tell you something, first and foremost. Parliamentary procedure and convention in the lower house is one government speaker, then one opposition speaker. And you keep going like that, first and foremost. Secondly, the speaker, when looking on and overseeing the debate, when one speaker finishes, the speaker gazes at the other side of the house, then gazes at the entire house to see who is willing to offer themselves to speak next. The speaker will then recognize the member of parliament to contribute next. If you go back and look at the tape, when the PNM collapsed at approximately 2:04 a.m., Hansen and Atnarain of the government finished contributing. The speaker sat quietly looking at the PNM. Penelope Beckles was nowhere in sight. The PNM was leaderless, rudderless, and without direction. The speaker looked at the PNM for an inordinate amount of time. No one flinched. No one began to get up. No one pretended they were doing squats in front of a mirror with two men hugging them up. Not a PNM moved. Seeing this, realizing that the PNM's debate had collapsed, the Honorable Minister of Finance got up. As he began to get up, he caught the eye of the Speaker, and the Speaker recognized the Minister of Finance, and the budget debate ended in a total shambles for the PNM. So for any PNM to say anything else other than the truth is really very sad. Furthermore, Marvin Gonzalez is the leader of government business, the man who did not even know that leaks break pressure. And when you have leaks, then the water can't go up the hills. And he was the Minister of Public Utilities chosen by Rowley because he knew absolutely nothing about WASA and about water. He also knows nothing about being a leader of government business. If he knew that he was so low in seats because of the landslide victory on April 28 of the UNC government and coalition of interest, then it was incumbent upon Marvin to go and try to negotiate with the leader of government business, right, Mr. Barry Padarat, MP Barry Padarat. As the chief whip for the opposition, he should have gone behind the chair and said, MP Padarat, we only have 13 seats. Y'all have 28. Could we arrange maybe like 2 or 3 government speakers, then one opposition and so on? And once there's agreement, then that could take place. But having not done that, the convention and the norm, the status quo remains. One government member, then one opposition. The problem is that the opposition has no leader, and there are few of them who want to be leaders. So therefore, to contribute at 2 a.m., when the entire country is asleep and nobody will put them in the newspapers, when Penelope Beckles already took the headlines with her diatribe and her ridiculous contribution, they were fighting to see who could be first or second the next day, when the media will be watching and the people will be watching, because they're all thinking about themselves and trying to lead that cult called the PNM. It was a disgraceful display of the PNM. For the first time in their history since 1956, the PNM showed a lack of leadership, a lack of discipline, utter chaos, and a budget debate collapse because they could not contribute. Furthermore, the contributions that went before were boringly repetitive, tedious, oppressive to the ears and the brain cells. So the PNM collapsed in more ways than one. So Marvelous Marva, don't spin like a ballerina in a pink shoes. Stop trying that. Your PNM collapsed. You are the chief whip of the PNM. You collapsed your government. Penelope Beckles has no leadership skills. All of you want to lead. Marvelous Marva, didn't you have people asking during the election if you take over, if they would support you? Tell me now, tell the Douglas. And stop hugging that man in the gym in front of mirror and posting it now, man. Come on now, man. Stand firm. Stand like a man. Marva, bless.